Here is a quick sketch that I did of Gin, brothers and sisters. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to see more artwork like this. Take it easy, nation.
One Piece Chapter 66, The Chewed Up Spear.
Boy, after some of these chapters, I'm seriously going to have to take a mild sedative, I've been wound up as it is, having trouble going to sleep, just because I've been so excited about doing these chapters and these reviews, reading and editing them and drawing. But at any rate, we'll start off here like we normally do. Welcome, brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, of course, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the wonderfully written, action-packed, non-stop tale of One Piece. The last chapter saw the tides turning back in the favor of Luffy, and, excuse me, I don't know what's the deal with that. I don't burp all day long, and then all of a sudden, it just comes out. That didn't sound right either. But at the end of last chapter, Luffy, it looked as, he shattered Don Krieg's armor, okay, is the bottom line. He used several attacks on him. He used the Gatling gun, the bullet, and then 2 bazookas in a row, one after another, I presume in the same spot to weaken his armor. And the last panel was Don Krieg and him midair, 100 feet up in the air, and he just, shattered that armor. So that is how our chapter starts off. They're still in midair, mid-flight. Don Krieg is falling back with pieces of his armor falling all over the place, and he just looks like he's flat laid out. And everybody is, and Luffy's, still kind of above him because he had just nailed him with that bazooka. So as he's falling and Luffy's falling, he appears to be unconscious, and it goes and it flashes to his pirates, and they're like, no, Don Krieg was defeated. And then it even shows Sanji and Zeph and the cooks, and they're all just like... And everybody's just like, oh my God, that, the boy defeated him, right? And then all of a sudden, Don Krieg goes, shut up, you fools. And he goes and fires this thing around, this net around Luffy. And Luffy's like, what the hell, And so he fires this net around him, and he's, kind of holding on to the other end of it while he fires it out to him. And he says, oh yeah, anchor boy. He says, you're never going to escape from my iron net. Look, the sea's below you. Now, mind you, this is all happening in midair. They're still coming down from this midair collision of the bazooka. And he says, and you can't swim. The sea's right below you. So, I've won, All I got to do is pull you down with me into the sea, right? So, and everybody's, oh, Don Krieg, he's so smart, all his pirates, his ass-kissing pirates. And they all got brown noses, too. You can't tell because it's black and white manga, but if it was color, they'd be brown. And Luffy goes and he says, he thinks to himself, he says, if I can just get my arms and my legs, out of this thing, or if I can just free my arms and legs, I can win this match, So this is like an all-out wrestling match for him. So he does get his arms and legs free, and everybody's like, man, I can't, what the hell? This kid keeps on coming. And then he goes and he takes his legs and he goes and starts twisting them up, right? And just like a pretzel, like a braid, starts, weaving them around each other, right? And stretching them out towards Don Krieg. He goes and actually grabs the side of Don Krieg's face with his feet, right? And Don Krieg's even like, what the hell? This kid is still coming, even against my awesome might and all my weaponry and all my, greatness and my power and my bullets and my arsenal. And, he's very full of himself, but he's still amazed. And then it goes and it flashes to Sanji and Zeph, and Zeph's like, oh, you were thinking the same thing? And basically it's like, yeah, that boy just keeps on coming. And Sanji goes and kind of sees the flashback of what Zeph had told him about about grit, and that's the bottom line here. Is it's about his grit, his determination to keep pushing forward. There's no hesitation, and it's just basically kill or be killed. And Luffy he does not even think or hesitate or ever think about retreat. So Sanji kind of sees that, and you can see that the respect for him is starting to come in. It's starting to click with Sanji and go, okay, this he's really got some promise, this kid. So then it goes back to Luffy and Don Krieg, and Luffy is now he's kind of charging up. They're still in midair, mind you, right, and falling. And Luffy goes and starts spinning Don Krieg because now he's got him by the face with his feet, and of course he's all twisted up. So now he's starting to unravel that thing, and Don Krieg is starting to spin around in a ball, and Luffy just goes and and everybody's like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? What's he gonna do? And Luffy just in one fell swoop, man, and he just goes, Gomu, Gomu, and you're thinking, oh man, oh boy, it's coming, right? It's coming now, and he just comes at him and he does the gavel, and he's just you know, and a gavel is basically like what the judges use to bang down. But the point is that he used the force from spinning him so fast, and then just whipped him down into and just shattered him into the deck. You know, the debris of the fighting deck that they were fighting on the fin. And Don Krieg is just finally, and I thought this was a couple chapters ago, so I spoke a little bit soon, but Don Krieg is knocked the fuck out. I mean, he is down. There's this nice shot of him just kind of hanging there upside down, and he's lost one of his teeth. He's bloody. He's broken. He's beaten. You know, and you're just thinking, oh, thank God, thank the heavens. You know, so been waiting for that to happen for a while, and this battle between him and Luffy has been raging on for 3 or 4 chapters now. So it's been pretty intense, and it's gone back and forth. You know. We then go and then, you know, a couple panels later, as everybody's just kind of like, oh my God, and also I failed to mention, and I apologize because I get so excited about these, but as Luffy was starting to spin him, Don Krieg goes and tells his men, you know, this is kind of significant too, he tells his men, just to show how underhanded he is and how he'll do anything to win, he says, you know, everybody shoot, kill him, you know. So everybody starts getting ready, his pirates, you know, to aim crossbows, guns, whatever. And one of the mates, one of his pirates is going, okay, you know, my mark, everybody's gonna fire, and then it's kind of cool because then in one panel you go and then you see boom, you know, and then in the next panel you go and you see that pirate just bloody and like laid out, and Sanji just stepping on his face, and Sanji's like, no, you're not going to, your buddy's going down, you know, he's just like, you're not gonna interfere, so I thought that was kind of neat too, because you're thinking, Jesus, now he's gonna get ganged up on by all these pirates, but that happened right before Luffy unleashed the unleashed the mighty gavel, and knocked Don Krieg out, and like I said, there's just wood and pieces of armor and blood and teeth everywhere. It's great, and it then goes and shows Luffy a couple panels later, and of course he's still tangled up in the net, and even if he wasn't, it doesn't matter. Once he hits the water, he's like an anchor. He can't swim, you know. And Don Krieg reminds me too of like Megatron from the Transformers movies. He just reminds me of, that's like what his voice would be like, you know. He just, hey, anchor boy, you know, just one of those gravelly, deep type of voices. Don't know where that came from, but there it is. So Luffy falls into the water, you know, and it then goes and shows, you know, Sanji and Zeph on the deck. And there's a brief exchange between them, like, oh wow, you look at he did beat him, you know, and Chef Zeph, Red Leg is like, yeah, you know, it's that grit, that determination, you know, and Sanji's like, So then Zeph goes and casually just says, yeah, you better go fish him out of the water, because the devil fruit, the sea hates the people that are imbued with the power of the devil fruit, and you know he's gonna sink like an anchor, you know, or like a piece of iron. And Sanji's like, oh, thanks, crap geezer. Now you tell me. So they're back to normal, fighting like an old married couple. So Sanji goes and dives in after him, you know, to get Luffy to pull him up out in the sea so he doesn't drown. And it then goes and shows you know the two cooks, Karn and Patty, and they're trying to nurse Gin back to health. They're basically just trying to keep him from dying because of him being poisoned, you know, by his own admiral, you know, as admiral of the Armada. And Gin's just like, wow, you know, Don Krieg really got beaten. And they're like, yeah, look, see for yourself, you know, they're laid out, his armor's shattered in 1,000 pieces. And Gin's like, God, you know, I admired him because I've never seen him be beaten, and I thought he was like the strongest person. And that's what I admired about him, is that he was like this pillar of strength. And so he goes to kind of like get up and move, and they're like, you know, come on, you idiot, you're gonna, you know, that's gonna make the poison spread. It can't be good for you, right? So then goes in and it shows Sanji go and pull Luffy up out of the water, and I think this is where you kind of see that respect that he's going to have now for Luffy, and Luffy of course has respect for Sanji because of what he stood for with Red Leg and not giving up the ship and being willing to die for it. And then he kind of gets a little bit of a flashback, Sanji does, and he sees, you know, and he's like just like his swordsman, just like Zoro. Zoro, even though he was outmatched against Hawkeye, he would not take a step back, you know. So he imagines that part of it, and then he sees Luffy when he's like holding the bloody, you know, stake up that he pulled out of his, he pulled out of himself, that Don Krieg shot him and said, "I won't die." And he thinks, man, you know, it's the wheels are starting to turn. You know, these guys stand for something. They have just this unwilling, unbending determination, and you know, they're unwilling to give in, you know, to anybody or anything. So I think it's kind of cool, and I think it shows that he's he has some respect now for Luffy, and I think now that's going to help him in his cause, Luffy's cause, is, you know, to get Sanji to join the crew. So the chapter ends shortly after that. Then Krieg goes and actually manages to get back up, right? But he's like delirious, okay? He's punch drunk. Like he's been KO'd, but he somehow still got back up, but he's got a concussion type of deal. And he's just like, I am the admiral of this and that. I'm the strongest man in the world, and he just looks like he's drunk. And his guys are kind of like, no, Don, just calm down. Don Krieg will live to fight another day, and all this other sort of thing, basically that type of vibe. We're gonna, just calm down, right? And Don Krieg goes and he's, I'm gonna, and he's like he's gonna come at Luffy and fight him. I need to this, I need to that, and all of a sudden you see this panel and you just see him get just jacked and like right in like a kidney punch, just and what little wind he had left got knocked out of him, right? And then we go and we see a word bubble, and he's just like, yeah, come on, Captain or Admiral or whatever he calls him, we're going to live to fight another day. And we see in the next panel, it's Gin. Gin, even though he poisoned and tried to kill him, Gin is still going to go and save his ass. And he throws Don Krieg over his shoulder and says, come on, let's get her. And even the pirates are like, Battle Commander, because they're thinking, Gin, what the hell? So that's how the chapter ends, and Gin obviously, well, he thanks Sanji too. He says, thank you for what you did, Sanji. We know what you did for me, and Sanji says, yeah, that's fine. Now get out of here. Don't ever come back. I don't want to see you again, type of deal. So it's kind of one of those. We'll just have a mutual hatred for each other and agree to disagree, and he just moves him on his way. So that is how the chapter ends. I'm certainly excited to see us move on, at least in the sense of that Don Krieg has really been a thorn in my side for 20 plus chapters now. So I'm certainly happy to see us hopefully move on. And then I've also heard from some of the comments, and don't spoil anything for me, but I have heard that the next arc is definitely one of those must read arcs of One Piece. So I've enjoyed everything so far, though, and I think I'm just getting more and more into it as the characters develop, and I feel, I feel that I know them better. So let me know what you think, though, Nation, in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up if you think I deserve it, and then, of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will catch you in the next one, Nation.
As always, thank you for watching, brothers and sisters. Be sure to subscribe and take a look at some of my other videos. Thanks. See you next time, Nation.